Welcome to The Drive, your commute-sized podcast powered by the West Des Moines Chamber of Commerce and ITA Group. In the time it takes to get across the metro, you'll gain fresh insights from Iowa's top leaders, CEOs, innovators, and changemakers who are shaping the future of business. I'm your host, Katherine Harrington, and each week we'll explore leadership, loyalty, and the big ideas that keep our region moving forward. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this special episode of The Drive. We have a very, very special guest with us today, Brent Vanderwaal, who is the president and CEO of ITA Group. And we're so happy you are partnering with the West Des Moines Chamber on this brand new podcast. Just as long as it takes you to commute in the metro, you can learn about leadership and great CEOs like yourself and great people doing great things. So thank you, Brent, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here.
I'm so excited. So let's start at the top. ITA Group, you have an incredible presence in the community. You've been around for a long time doing great things, helping customers and employees. Share the story of ITA Group and what makes ITA Group unique.
All right. Well, so we were founded in 1963.
Okay.
Rudy and Jerry Berg started our company, husband and wife. Founded us in downtown Des Moines, 1963. I'm in a small office in downtown. We like to say there was 3 employees, 2 desks, and 1 plant. Kind of started us. And we did corporate travel and a little bit of leisure travel.
Okay.
So if you needed a ticket to New York City, you'd call up ITA Group and we'd get you all set up for your business travel or leisure travel, but primarily business travel.
Okay.
Within a couple years, 1965, we actually operated our first group event. So we went from that individual travel to group events pretty quickly. So that's sending, 500 people, 100 people, 500 people somewhere. Our first trip was in 1965 to Jamaica.
Oh my gosh.
That's when we started what is now our bread and butter. Today, 65% of all of our revenue comes from group events.
Okay.
Incentive travel, pharmaceutical events, franchisee meetings, large conferences, large expos, those type of events.
Got you.
Over the years, we've morphed and added additional services. So some of the other solutions we call that we can do now are employee reward and recognition programs,
Okay.
sales incentives, service incentive programs, and consumer loyalty programs.
Oh my gosh.
And so that's kind of the full suite of services within ITA Group. What makes us unique? One would be that we offer all those services. There's several companies out there that do one of those, but not all 4 of those.
Wow.
And then even inside our individual solution, the breadth of capability or the end-to-end services that we provide is a little bit unique as well. So we'll do everything from the strategy and design, the consulting up front, to the design of the program, to the communications. We have a full ad agency within the walls of ITA Groups of graphics and design and theming and messaging, all that, to the technology, configurable platform for each of our clients, so a large technology group, to the recognition, the rewards and recognition. Sometimes that's an event.
Yeah.
Other times it's points. You can spend your points in an online catalog. So we have an online catalog with 14,000 items.
14,000?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
We're not quite Amazon, but it's getting close to that.
Okay, that's phenomenal.
And then we'll end that out with insights and an analytics group. So that's providing new ideas to how do we continue to adjust the program and refine the program to make it even better next year. So those end-to-end capabilities make us a little bit unique as well. And then the last thing I would say is probably our ownership structure.
Yeah.
So we are 100% owned by our employees, which makes us very unique.
ESOP, that's amazing.
Yeah, our ESOPs.
Wow.
That's unique within our industry.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and what makes our ESOP a little bit different is 100% of our owners are employees. Right.
Yeah.
So if I quit today, I'm actually required to sell my shares back to the company. So I can't take them with me.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
And so it's only active employees, and then every employee is an owner as well. So the employees don't have to contribute anything. They just got to work 1,000 hours in a year.
Okay.
But then the company will contribute on their behalf funds to buy shares for them. So the fact that it's 100% employees, no non-employees, and then every employee is an owner creates this unique culture and environment for us that we get to work in.
Well, you're known to have one of the best cultures in our region. So
you.
yeah, I mean, everybody is like, I want to work for ITA Group. I'm like, yeah, I know, I do too. So how many employees do you have now, Brent?
We're up to 1,000 employees.
Gosh, okay.
Kind of across the world.
Okay.
Most of them are in the United States, but we do probably have over 100, 125 in other parts of the world. Of the 1,550 would be in the Des Moines area.
Okay.
Again, serving clients from coast to coast and quite literally around the world.
And you've got clients that are mostly larger clients, or do you have some sort of mid-sized clients too? Because I know you work with big national and international brands.
Correct.
Yeah.
Most of our clients are larger in nature, but I would mid-sized to larger in nature. Big brands that you would recognize. 80% of the companies we work with are brand names. You'd recognize them from around the world. So a little bit larger in nature, but some good mid-sized companies as well.
Well, tell us about you and your legacy there. I know you've been there for 27 years, so tell us about your beginnings there. That's so cool.
Oh yeah, so I've been at ITA for 27 years.
Wow.
Fell in love with ITA many years ago, and have continued to work there. And I started in the finance area, so I got a finance background. I was tax manager for a bit prior to coming to ITA Group, but kind of just grew up at ITA, grew up through a lot of the financial roles. Thought my dream job would be CFO. I only ended up being CFO for 3 years out of my 27, but eventually moved to CEO in 2019.
Okay.
And so I've been doing that ever since.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. I love it. I was looking at your video, which talks more about get to know ITA Group, and I love how you say transform how business feels. That's what you do, and that's like your mission in life at ITA Group, and I love that. I mean, that just like strikes at your heart, right? Yeah. That's incredible. So what a beautiful tagline. Yeah,
we created that probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
And again, really fell on the word with a couple of the words in there, transform, which is big, right? That's more than just change, but you want to transform it. And then the word feels, which you don't often hear that in business. But we really like that. And again, when we talk about transforming how business feels, we're kind of talking about how business is done. And again, through our programs, we're very fortunate that our programs generate feelings of motivated, energized, recognized, inspired, confidence. All of those are really good feelings that people tend to want to have. And so we're out there trying to create these positive feelings for our clients and their people in our programs. One of the things we like to say is we want the conversations around the dinner table to be just a little bit better every night through our programs.
Wow.
Now, I realize there's not as many dinner or conversations around the dinner table as there used to be, but maybe conversations at home can be just a little bit better through our programs.
Or driving your kids to and from all their sports activities.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. So here we are on the Drive podcast. What inspired you to do this and collaborate with the West Des Moines Chamber? Just a little self-serving question here, but just curious.
Well, a little bit is what we were just talking about. I believe it can help us achieve our purpose of transforming how business feels, right?
Love it.
We're trying to help people feel better with the companies they work at or with the businesses or company they interact with, to have this ripple effect on the Des Moines community of creating better feelings. And clearly we can do that for all of our Des Moines clients. But we believe we can extend that impact to people that are listening to this podcast, through the various insights and observations and ideas that people are going to mention through this podcast. We hope, there's people that'll listen to that and take that and apply that in their job or their expectations at work to help transform how business feels.
I love it. That's so great. And around the dinner table, I love that too.
Yeah.
So, okay, a little bit about leadership and culture, because what you do at ITA Group, you inspire, motivate, and engage. So at ITA Group, you've led so much growth. I mean, I've watched over the years ITA Group. I remember your very first building you moved into, which was gorgeous back in the day. And now you've got another new building, right, many years later. And so what's one leadership principle that you've leaned on the most?
I think I would say, and not to oversimplify it, but we talk a lot about just taking care of our people. We believe in spending a lot of our time, energy, and money and just taking care of our people and having our people take care of each other. And through that, we believe if we take care of our people, our team will then take care of our clients, and kind of everything else takes care of itself. And so the more that we can spend more time and money that we can invest in taking care of our teams, we believe that's going to deliver the best for our team, our clients, and us as well.
And can I ask you some ways you do that?
Well, so again, a lot of it is just demonstrating it, right? And
Yeah.
so it's one thing to say,
Modeling.
but you got to live it out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we work hard in creating an environment, a work environment where people can thrive. We talk a lot about creating a warm and welcoming environment, and so we'll spend
That's awesome.
time and energy thinking about that. So part of that is the physical space, but a lot of it is just the interactions that we can create for our teams, where they're creating space for them to interact with each other, build
Yeah.
relationships, where they have time to take care of each other.
Your space is phenomenal. It's very inspirational. And
thank you.
And you feel
Yeah.
transformed when you go in there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really a very creative, happy place to be. It's stunning. I love it. I love it. So you've got this great culture at ITA Group. Everybody knows it. Everybody shouts it out from the rooftops, people that work there. So how do you measure whether culture is thriving? Do you measure that? Do you have tools to do that? Or is that kind of a gut instinct? Do you think culture is good?
No, it's way more than a gut instinct. So we look
Okay.
at a lot of different things. Again,
Okay.
there's no silver bullet to
Yeah,
it, but
yeah.
you have to look at a variety of different measures and metrics to kind of get a feel for what's going on, because there's different things mean different things to different people.
Yeah.
So we look at a variety of different things.
Okay.
We of course look at the tried and true employee retention.
Yeah.
Or employee service surveys. The once a year survey that goes out that's a little bit more robust. But we
Good.
also look at just pulse surveys. So we send out a survey once a month. That's 4 questions, takes 30 seconds.
Oh, really?
And so we get more real-time feedback from our
every
team.
month you send that out.
Yep, once a month.
Ooh, 4 questions.
4
Okay.
questions.
It comes by email
Yep.
kind of deal? Okay.
Yep.
And then you answer it. Is it anonymous or is
Yep.
it, okay, it's
Yep,
anonymous as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So a couple
That's
things.
cool.
We're hoping for
It's a neat idea.
more real-time feedback with
Yeah.
that, and more honest feedback. And,
Yeah.
and we're, to see whether that ebbs and flows throughout the year. Does the feedback different during a busier time of year
Yeah.
versus a non-busy time or not?
Yeah.
So we look at all that.
That's cool.
The other things I would say we look at is we believe, and we know it's not our study. It's
Like that.
it's a national study that would say that truly engaged employees will give you discretionary effort. So we're trying to look for, are we getting the discretionary effort from our team? So that's this, it's not just the baseline expectations, but are they going out of their way to give you just a little bit more?
Yeah.
And so we'll look at and it's not exact one-to-one relationship, but we'll look at some things like, what is the response rate on those surveys? Are they taking the time to even respond?
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Are they doing their volunteer time off? So we give 20 hours of volunteer time off every year.
Okay.
Are they using it?
Yeah.
Another thing that we would do is we have our own recognition platform. Of course, this is what we sell to clients, so we better have
You
one, and
use
we
it?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use it ourselves. So ours is called Be the One. So we
Okay.
have the Be the One program. So it's peer-to-peer recognition, or manager-to-peer recognition. So if you go out of your way to help me, do I take the time to write a nice note back to you thanking you for helping me yesterday?
Oh, is it an email note again, or is it something?
Again, there's a platform
it's a
that's
platform
used.
that you go onto the platform.
Go on the
Okay.
platform, you write a little bit of a note.
Okay.
We're actually using AI to strengthen that. So if you aren't using the best language and vocabulary type stuff, we can
Make it
make it a
nicer.
little bit more
Yeah, yeah,
robust through using AI to make it
Yeah.
a little bit more robust.
Oh.
You approve that, you send that on, the recipient receives it via email. They open up a PDF and get to see your comments.
I love that.
So again, obviously that helps us create a culture. Who doesn't like receiving recognition? When I get it, I sit there and I smile.
Yeah.
Based on what was said, and so it creates a unique culture of recognition
Yeah.
and just creating better feelings
I
at
love
work.
that. And when you weren't expecting it, I think that's
Yeah.
really, that's huge. Okay,
Yep.
I love that. Okay, let's go into engagement and impact.
Okay.
Okay, what's the biggest shift in how companies should think about employee engagement? You're an employee engagement expert, so what are some of your advice there?
Again, I would say the biggest change that I've seen over just the last handful of years would be that employers have a greater responsibility in the total well-being of their team members.
Yeah.
No longer is it okay just to worry about them from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
As employers, we have a greater responsibility for their total well-being.
Yeah.
And so a couple examples of what I'm kind of talking about there, and that is like a couple things we've done is just looked at flexible work hours,
Yeah,
something simple.
okay.
Sometimes you have to drop the kids off or pick them up early, or you have an errand to run in the middle of the day. Just being flexible with your hours, the working hours,
Nice.
to remove a little bit of stress from that team member that has whatever going on.
Yeah.
We have an on-site childcare, which has been huge for us.
That's
Super proud about that. So
huge.
on our first floor for parents and or grandparents, to have their child on the first floor, that's a big stress relief for them, that they can go down there for lunch or take them on a walk during the middle of the afternoon, or if they're sick, they can go down and take care of them.
Yeah.
Another way of trying to relieve some stress and anxiety that a team member might have otherwise. And then for some, their total well-being might be physical fitness, right? And so we have a 1-mile walking path on our campus, and then a full-blown fitness center as well. So those are a couple of different examples of how we're trying to extend our responsibility to help with that total well-being versus just the professional well-being.
Yeah, that's huge. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. So how does ITA Group help companies build loyalty? Because that's one of your expertises, right? Building the loyalty. So how do you help companies do that?
There's a variety of different ways, but at its simplest, I think it's about creating memorable moments that matter.
Okay.
Because when
three M's.
Yeah, when you can create those moments, we're trying to build brand advocacy for our clients. And so, again, trying to find those moments that matter. And again, no matter what type of solution, whether it's at an event, it could be the keynote speaker, finding the right keynote speaker and that right message that's going to resonate with the attendee. It could be the dinner celebration on the beach in Punta Mita that they're like, and every time they think about that, they think of our client, to build that brand advocacy.
That would be amazing, yes.
It could be that recognition we were just talking about. Maybe somebody has taken the time to write a memorable thank you for you going out of the way to help. And so it's those type of moments that we're trying to create for our clients so that their people remember them and relate that memorable experience to their brand. And that's how we create that loyalty.
Well, I've got a question that I didn't say I was going to ask you, but I've got a question. So you mentioned some of these really cool experiences. What are some of your favorite experiences that you've done for clients or worked with for clients, if you can say?
Again, we've worked with a lot of the big brands around, and so
is there like one of your favorites or a couple of your favorites that really shine for you? They're like, that one time we were in the middle of Italy and we went down this street with a parade. I don't know.
It's a lot of that, right? It's the unique stuff. When there's a lot of the attendees have done this, several times or year after year. So you're trying to find that unique stuff. There was one, we were in Italy and we went to a vineyard. And again, there's vineyards all over the place, but we got to meet the owners and the grandparents, and they brought us into their cellar and they served us lasagna that came right out of the oven, right? And so it wasn't this mass, huge vineyard, but it was a real personal one, right? Which is that's memorable. It could be a drone show in Athens. We've had the drone show where they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff up in the sky. That's super, super memorable.
That's cool.
As well. Sometimes it's a keynote speaker or some entertainment that can be memorable as well. But we try to more and more. It's around that personable, kind of more intimate kind of feeling that you're trying to create. So sometimes it's as people are getting transferred. I've been transferred from the airport to the hotel, and they're playing my favorite music. Someone has figured out what my favorite playlist is, so they personalize the drive to the air or to the hotel.
Even the small details.
Yeah, the little details. Or you get to your hotel room, and it's a picture frame of your pet or something. The little stuff like that. That
I got
shows,
the chills. That's
it's
so cute.
It's the little things like that matter.
That's incredible. I love that. Wow. I really have the chills right now. I don't know why you said the pet, the picture when you're traveling. That's just so cute. I love it. Okay, let's talk about vision and the future. So what excites you the most about ITA Group for the future?
And again, I think I'll go back to our purpose of transforming how business feels. Again, what excites me is as we continue to grow, or if we can continue to grow and serve more and more clients, I think that positive impact that we're having on more and more people around the world. And it makes me smile when I think of, those feelings that we talked about earlier of energized, recognized, motivated, confident. Those are all positive feelings. And if we can do that over and over again for more and more people, the ripple effect on that is super cool to think about.
Those are all things I see in you. So you're the perfect leader. I mean, you just mentioned all the things I would say that is Brent Vanderwaal,
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
that's really, you're the perfect leader. I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's do some speed round questions.
Okay.
You ready? Okay, our commute confessions section. What is one habit that fuels your success? Can be anything.
I would probably say it's finding time to I'll call it rest. It's
Rest,
finding time
in
to
quotes.
it's finding time to not think about work, to be honest, right? And so I try to protect my weekends quite a bit. And if I can protect those to do whatever I want to do, whether that's golfing or riding my bike or just doing yard work, if I can protect those hours, I feel like I got way more to give during the work week if you can. And again, you can't be successful 100% of the time, but trying to protect those moments to re-energize to get ready for the week.
For the week, I love that. And then what fuels you outside of work? You mentioned golf. What are some other hobbies that you might have, or things that fuel you?
So I'm a big barbecue smoker.
Okay.
So I enjoy, that's like the brisket, ribs, salmon, kind of the big blowout, kind of big barbecue smoke event. So I love doing that, constantly tweaking the recipes.
The rubs on them.
Yeah, the rubs, and how long do you do it?
Do you have a Traeger? Do you have a Traeger then?
I do not.
Okay.
I've got a Lang, which is different. So it's a full-blown kind of wood smoker.
Oh my gosh.
So enjoy it.
Okay, when are you inviting all of us over?
No kidding. I love it. That's part of the reason. That's why I like it. Is when you're doing this smoke out, if you will.
Yeah.
You're usually not just doing it for yourself, right? Because it's a lot of food. So so you're inviting friends and family over. So it's a way for me to connect and build connections as well.
I love that. That's incredible. All right, fast forward. Okay, we're in the fast lane right now.
Okay.
What's your 30-second prediction about what business will look like in 5 years? Hard to say, but what's your crystal ball?
Again, I think the one constant is change, right? So we can count on it to continue to change. Technology is changing fast on us right now. I think that's going to continue to happen, and how we use technology will continue to evolve. So I think there's going to be a lot of change with that. But one thing that I'm pretty confident that will still be really, really, really important in 5 years is relationships matter.
Yeah.
And so continuing to build relationships, continuing to invest in your team and in your people will always pay off. No matter what's changing around us, continue to invest in your team and the people around you. I think that'll be very important still in 5 years.
No matter all the robots that are going to be, in our world, and I could imagine you'll have some events soon that'll have robots on stage, and oh my gosh, I could just imagine. So I love that. All right, your first car. What was your first car? Or you can tell us a fun car story that maybe a long time ago.
I believe my first car was an AMC.
AMC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess the story around an AMC is that I don't think they're made anymore, right? So I think they're not
done.
They're not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
And so what I would say about the AMC is
AMC.
I think they got sold, into Chrysler, which is now Stellantis.
Okay.
And the Jeep brand up and through there.
Okay.
But I guess it's a story around you better continue to evolve, otherwise you're going to become obsolete, right? So continue to change and evolve with the times there.
There we go. Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, Brent Vanderwaal, it's just been a real honor to be with you here today. Is there anything else that you want to add for our audience that maybe we didn't mention today?
Oh, no, we've covered a lot. And so I appreciate the time with you, and appreciate the drive, the podcast. I think it's going to be super valuable.
Awesome.
I hope there's a lot of insights that come out of it that people are able to use. And again, I think it's just it's an example. Hopefully our conversation today talks about how investing in your people is important, and I hope any money spent on your people is money well spent. And it shouldn't be viewed as an expense. It's more of an investment when you can what the monies you're spending on your team.
I love it. Well, thank you for transforming how business feels, and I'm so glad that ITA Group started in 1963. It was a great year, you all. So thank you, Brent Vanderwaal. Appreciate you so much, and stay tuned to our next episode, and have a great day. The Drive, fast, fresh, and full of ideas for the leaders of today and tomorrow.